Here is a document that I wrote called Ye Old Short Story Notebook in School. And you'll notice I drew a picture of a nice moon and a tall building, and there's the short story. Haha, very clever. All right, here is the title page, and it says, "The third revised edition of Ye Old Short Story Notebook, compiled, edited, written, published, and forgotten by," and then it has Ye Old David Hillman, free of charge. However, you'll see that I got an A on November 14th, 1968. That put me 15 years old and change. Keeping with my idea of the pictures, there is the table of contents. However, the teacher says, "I found your Chinese scrawls distracting when writing serious prose. Please be serious." I was not. I did continue to do this sort of stuff all through school. Serious problem of mine. Summaries. The two things contained are The Pit and the Pendulum by Edgar Allan Poe and The Murderer by Ray Bradbury. So here's about Edgar Allan Poe describing a bunch of stuff like the summary, the author's purpose, did he achieve his purpose, and a few jokes worked in, all in this strange, I thought it was Old English kind of script. They said it was Chinese scratches, but anyway, Ray Bradbury's The Murderer, and the same thing, the author's purpose. And then over here, another picture of Pit and the Pendulum, and hidden through the wall, which we are allowed to see by the artist, something going on in the next room, which is Ray Bradbury's The Murderer, a scene from that. Now we go into the interesting stuff, the elements of a short story, which were character, plot, setting, and point of view. That's what they told me they were. I would agree with two of those, and two of those I think are not elements of story, they're elements of storytelling, which is how I see it now after 25 years of working with story theory. But character, look at this, 1968, 15 years old, and I was already starting to write about the structure of stories, interested in it even back then. The term character is commonly used two ways. It designates the individuals who appear in the story, as in how many characters are there, and it also refers to the mixture of interests, desires, emotions, and moral principles that make up each of the individuals in the story, as to how you would describe this character. Then it also talks about a central character and the other characters' attitudes towards them, and then plot equally. The plot is the backbone of the story. It is the broadest sense. The plot of a story is its entire sequence of events. We usually limit the term, however, to include only causally linked events. That is, events that directly cause or result from other events and cannot be omitted without breaking the line of action. Well, again, that's pretty good for 15. I have more to say on it now, and have said more on it for 2.5 decades now. Almost 3. And there's about setting, and there's about point of view. And that concludes the Old Short Story Notebook from, 52 years ago, as I presented it to my English class, English 3X, period 6. Thanks for noticing me.